Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Would you please give a warm welcome to the hosts of the SWA Happy Hour, Dom and Chris.
Well, hello, everybody. Boy, that went really well, didn't it? Jesus. I don't know what happened there. Oh, now I do. Yeah, I had it muted, so, because this is a very professional show in every way. Hello, everybody, and how are we doing tonight? Good to see everybody, and I thought I was going to start off with a little music there, but I hit the mute button, so it wasn't any good, and then I couldn't find the screen, so, when you're flying solo, what can I tell you? But it's great to see everybody. I'm going to say hi to some people in the chat, go to the top and see Mr. Tom Carahoo. We just came from his premiere. What a cool song. I dug that, and of course, because we exchange ideas in Songwriters Anonymous, I have to apologize to him. I'm like, the timing seems off, but clearly my earballs needed calibration because it was not off in any way. That song was awesome. So well done. Tom Purcell is here. Good to see Tom, and a big thank you to Tom, and you know why. Appreciate you. Lord Spike Protein, always good to see you. Clayton Von Kluge has come in from the woods of Tennessee after wrestling a bear and winding some wire and working on some electronic music, I imagine. It's good to see him. Let's see. Conspiracy, always good to see you, Clay, my friend. And his buddy, my buddy, your buddy, Chad Freeman. Good to see you. Welcome. Michael Songs, hello. Good to see you. I don't know if you guys caught Michael's interview on Joe Norman's channel earlier tonight. I caught just a little piece of it. I was lurking. Michael's a fascinating guy. We've had him on as a guest of this show, and I thought that was really super. I'm looking forward to seeing the replay of that and catching all the goodies there. But hey, it's my buddy Coldacre. Nice job. Hey, good job on the organ on what's his face? Ron Ward, that guy. Ron Ward put out a new song the other day, and Coldacre played the organ on it. It was really cool. So it was good to see that. So, and Clayton is like, yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. Yeah, see, I know what people are up to. Anyway, so you see Solo Me. Let me give you a quick update on our friend Dom. Dom's condition is manageable, but it turns out it's serious, and I won't go into a lot of details because it's his business and not ours, but he is potentially looking at a little surgery and hopefully it's minor surgery to correct the thing that's impinging on his nerve that's causing him all the problems in his neck and his so we're not exactly sure when he's going to be back. He just can't really sit and do this for any extended period of time. It's too painful for him. So you get me for the foreseeable future, and we'll have special guests, and we're also thinking about bringing on maybe a part-time, full-time additional co-host. So like on the old Carson show, they had Joan Rivers who would come on, or Jay Leno, and would host for, a couple weeks or something. We're thinking about doing that. There's this dude that's on Clay and Chad's show, occasionally. He comes on, I guess, on the Sunday shows, and he's some professor from Michigan, East something. Anyway, but he comes on, and he seems like he might be a good guest host. So I've asked Chad to reach out to this guy, so maybe he can join us for one of these shows, and give because Lord knows this show needs a little more wisdom, a little more, learning, and maybe a college professor could provide us a little bit of that. So we're gonna see. We've reached out to him. We'll see if that can happen or not. But in the interim, you got little old me, and I will have a guest joining me tonight, and I think it's a guest that you guys are going to enjoy. And I just sent my guest a little note because he was standing by drinking coffee and getting a bite to eat and all that kind of stuff. So he will be with us, and he and I are going to chat for a while tonight and go over some things. And he has an announcement that's kind of, I think people are going to be wanting to hear. And so we're going to chat with him about what's going on in his life. Somebody that we know, we love, but we haven't seen a lot of in the last few whiles. So, hey, I just saw in the chat Hobbs. Hobbs, always good to see you. Welcome. Hobbs has some great music. It's good to see him. So let me tell you what, I wasn't on last week, and let me tell you why. That was my 34th wedding anniversary. And we always go away over our anniversary and go up in the mountains and do Colorado mountainy things, which for my wife and I involves, we went to a couple nice restaurants. In Steamboat Springs, Colorado. We soaked in the Strawberry Hot Springs a couple times. We went to the shooting range and, I don't know, fired off about 250 rounds. And see, you can tell that it's been a successful marriage because notice I didn't get ventilated by my wife, who's a good shot and I'm a big target. So we had some fun doing that. And we brought her sister-in-law because my sister-in-law is fun as hell. She's just a kick in the pants. I don't know who brings their sister-in-law on their anniversary, but it seemed like a good idea, and we're glad we did. The three of us just had a hell of a good time. We went shopping. We day drank in bars. We ate great food. We went on hikes and just had a really nice 5-day trip away from it all. So it was good to be up in the mountains and doing that. So that's what we were up to. Yeah, thank you. 34 years is that's. And the funny thing is, my wife and I, it just doesn't seem that long. In our mind, we're the same crazy kids we were when we met all those years ago. But I guess we're older now. So anyway, Zim's VW Garage has. How do you join SWA? Well, you kind of go to our Facebook page and you make an application. We check you out and we look at your music and we see if maybe you're a good fit and that sort of thing. And it is open. We don't have a lot of members and we keep the membership relatively small because we do have some requirements as far as participation. You gotta be in the group and you gotta hang out and you gotta really interact with one another. That's what makes the group go. I've had the group has helped me personally so much. I was working on a song for Songtober, and we'll talk about that in a second. I was working on my Songtober song and went through a couple of iterations, and people in SWA are just so helpful in going, hey, are you hearing this? Or I suggest, hey, try this at this part, and that sort of thing. And, everything from composition and, occasionally we'll get into mixing things. I kind of like to do that. I always ask for mixing input because it's one of those things you don't always trust your own ears, even though I feel like I'm pretty much there. But inevitably, somebody hears something. And it was funny this time around, it was one of our better vocalists, Viv Sparrow, who caught something on the drum track. And I had used 2 different kits and between the verse and the chorus. And she said, the snare is not as snappy on this one part. And I thought, well, sure enough, you're right, because it's in fact a little different snare. So great catch, Viv. Appreciate it. So that's what's going on with that. I just got a ping. All right, so me send the link. And what else was going on this week? Who in the chat? Who's working on a Songtober song? Anybody? I mean, I just basically I've got to get. I did my song, and I asked my good friend Hugh Caldwell to help me a little bit with some of the guitar work, which he did, and I'm just waiting on him to send me a little video, and I can put that on. So, okay, thanks for posting that link, Clay. Appreciate it. Okay, struggling with melodies. Well, see, Zim, yeah, come hang out and apply a little bit, and because that's one thing that we love to do. So, hey, Coldacre, throw the link in, would you, buddy? And we'll play a little music tonight for Songtober stuff. We just were at Papa Tom's, many of us, his premiere, and I've got that queued up. We can play that a little later because I had a super good song. Was really happy with it. Chill Zone with Leela. Okay, nice. See, Coldacre's been busy. It's good to see him active again. I dig his style. So now, are we ready for this? Are we ready for our special guest? Let's bring him on. There he is, rockin' Ronnie Ward, right from Ho Chi Minh City. How are you, Ron?
What's happening, Chris? What's
Hey.
happening, everybody?
Ha-ha.
Thanks for having me, man. Good to be here.
It's great to have you. And I know that everybody has been wondering, what's Ron up to? So you've been working on a lot of Strange Machines stuff, which is, your band, your basically your internet band. Why don't you take a couple minutes and tell everybody what you've been up to for the last, 5-6 months?
Okay, well, I took the summer off from streaming and didn't really have the intention of stopping that, hobby that I have of streaming, but I wanted to focus on the music.
Right.
So I actually shut down the Homegrown Indie channel for a while just because I wanted to really put the music first for a while. And wrote a bunch of songs, released a bunch of tracks. I studied music theory for a little while with a tutor that I hired. And, grew my beard out real big. And
yes, that was impressive for a while there. I was like, that was
Yeah.
seriously Santa Clausy.
I mean, when I was just like, you're gonna need some white lightning. Boom! I had a big old beard going on. So I did some great collaborative work with Coldacre, and I did some work with Lou Reality. I did, a whole album basically with Coldacre, and Leela did some videos for some of the, helped us with videos for some of those songs. The album was the Strange Machine album, Dance Tracks for Maniacs, so it's out. So that I did that, and I just did a whole bunch of music stuff. I practiced guitar every day, unless we were away from Ho Chi Minh City, which I took a trip to Bangkok with my wife, which was a lot of fun, and we went around. We went to the beach at Vung Tau down here in the south part of Vietnam. And, it was a very regenerative summer for me. And so I'm still, producing music. I released a video and a kind of a live demo over on my Strange Machine channel yesterday. The song is The Roasted Frog. You guys have probably heard it here and there, but I made an AI video for it.
Yeah.
So it's fucking cool, man. I have to say.
Well,
I love.
what a
go
great
ahead, bro.
segue, because I got that bad boy queued up. And if you guys
coolness.
haven't seen this and heard this song, you're missing out. So what we're going to do is we are going to check out Ron Ward's brand new release, Roasted Frog.
Down at the Roasted Frog. At the Roasted Frog. You can get your deep fried chicken's feet and pigeons roasted with onion rings. Squid sauteed with peppers red, hot enough to melt your head, and lots of beer there at the Roasted Frog. I'm going down, baby. She wanna be a star. She wanna be a star. She wants to get a million TikTok views, a line of clothing with Gucci boots, a chauffeur and security to keep you off her property. Till then she works here at the Roasted Frog. You know, I used to go down to the Roasted Frog with my wife many a Saturday night when I first started coming down here to District 8. And what a party it was. Food was fantastic, beer was flowing, and it was just a great time all around. And then, you know, things changed. The Roasted Frog is no longer there where it used to be. But there are other people and other places that carry on the spirit of the Saigon party halfway out in the street.
Right on. Very cool. I love that, Ron. That's a
Thanks.
great song, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Ah.
I made that. What do you guys do on this show? Can I just say shit like I wrote that one night when I was drunk, and that
Yes.
video of my face that I was like more than halfway wasted?
Yeah, no.
But then
we're
I
all
built it
good.
up. Okay. Yeah, it's
We're real here.
it's an Adult Swim.
Yeah, it really is.
So, anyhow, I just built on it, and I first released that one as a short video, and it's Cold Acre on the B3 organ.
Yeah, that
Right
sounded
there.
great. I mean, that was a great addition. That really made that song
Right. It had
surge.
just gave it a lot of balls, man, because I
Yeah.
wanted it to be kind of down and dirty in a way.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just a dobro. Really, it just plugs in. There's some kind of a. It's not really. It was some simple pickup in there, and
Yeah.
I had that thing running through my amp, I think. Anyhow, so I gave it just a little bit of growl on there, you know.
Yeah.
So, and then that thing sat there for a long time, and I'm looking at this next album that I want to put out. I got about 6 or 7 songs that I'm ready to go with. And then some stuff got in the way. I think we had like 3 big parties in a row here, man. I was fucking dying. So I was, some days you're just too hungover to do it. But anyway, I said, well, I need one more song. So I rearranged that Roasted Frog short into this. I think I did. Oh, and then I came up with the second verse recently.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's second. Because, I wanted to add a little bit of spice to it. Like the girl, she's working at the Roasted Frog, but she wants to be a star.
Yeah.
She's dreaming of it. That's cool, man. But anyhow, so, what's up, bro? This is the first time I've been on your show. This is great.
Yeah, no, it's great having you. And I'll say hi to a couple new people that have joined us while we were playing the song. Say hi to the Mix Club. There's Rhett. I love checking in on Rhett's live mixing whenever I can because it's just fun. He's an old road warrior and he knows his business, so you always learn something cool from him. Ed B. Metal, good to see Ed.
Ed, what's still going on?
Yeah, Tom Purcell's still with us. Good to see him. And Charlie Gabaldon has joined us, who live streams every...
Charlie Gabaldon. What's up, Charles?
Yes. And the Doc Danger Elves. So it's good to see Doc Danger's Elves.
Right. Always good to see the elves, but don't start putting them out to too much before Christmas, please.
No. Already, I was in the store today, and I now got all the Christmas stuff set up. It's like, can we do Halloween first, maybe? Just
It's not as financially feasible.
I guess not.
That's one thing I don't have to worry about over here. I mean, we put a Christmas tree up in my house every year. Probably the only one within a kilometer.
Yeah.
But not before, when do I put it up? Probably about the 15th, maybe.
There you go.
But now that the kids are bigger, that last year we just put it up, man, a little bit,
Yeah.
So, but I don't leave it up until, like my mom, she leaves it up until the next Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
Bless her heart.
Yeah, well, some people are really into it. My wife loves to decorate and everything, but when we're done, it's done, and we got a lot of crap.
Yeah.
So anyway, hey, tell us a little bit about the AI part. I mean, the song was cool. Don't need video. When it's a cool song, you don't need a video. But when you have a great video, I just think it makes the song experience better. And I loved that AI that you used for that song. It worked really well.
Well, thanks. So, when I started making videos, I realized that in this community, and we had all watched music videos
Sure.
at our age. We were around when music videos came about.
Yeah, when MTV was actually played music.
Right. So I was kind of judging myself by as long as there's something to look at.
Yeah.
In the very beginning. And so I saw Rick Lisk over in the GarageBand users group on Facebook making cool videos with just, simple effects that you can get from iMovies, right?
Right.
So then I started using iMovies and iMovie and made a bunch of videos. And then what am I talking about? Okay, so the end of it is I did a lot of videos using Pixabay with stock photos and video like everybody does, and you alter them, and it's really cool. I did it for a long time. Did a lot of it with Saigon Slick and the Bus and Bart. If anybody's ever gone over to that channel and watched those old videos I made,
right,
they were cool, and it was like the deal back in the day. So then I got kind of burnt out on making videos because it was just this and that, and I got disenchanted with having a green screen behind me all the time, which I may go back to it, but now I'm enjoying just having me.
Yeah.
And so then Midjourney comes out, and I'm like, okay, I didn't get it, right? I didn't buy it.
Right.
But I saw what it was, but I waited and waited. And then when I saw somebody had a video about Kyber, which is an AI video maker, not just that makes stills.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe Midjourney makes the video now, but so you just instead of like getting short clips from Pixabay that you go, oh, this one has to be a young blonde girl in a waitress costume. You just say it, and then you use keywords, in subsequent prompts to make sure it's like still the same girl in the next thing. So you make a few little videos like that, and then just like you did with Pixabay, you just put them together. I'm using Final Cut Pro now instead of iMovie, but
right.
And so a lot of those, all of those are made with Kyber, and Kyber will make stills for you as well. So I threw some stills in there, and it's all just out of my brain. And then that very first and the end part of it is actually me playing the dobro with the AI filter on there.
No, very cool.
I regret that I didn't export the movie at a high enough resolution. It looked a little blurry. I don't know if I might have to take that one down, but I just want sometimes, in Strange Machine, I want to get things out, man. So because if I have a project hanging around, it's almost like I don't want to do anything else in a way. So these days I just freaking do it.
Yeah.
Cool. So anyway, so that's the story on that video. I like it a lot. That's a cool video.
I think it totally worked for that song.
Yeah.
And the resolution is not, because YouTube is going to feed it to you in 360 anyway, unless you tell it different.
Oh, okay, okay.
So, for most people, they won't actually notice that it's not high def. And again, for the video part, it doesn't matter. That kind of graininess actually was a cool effect.
I did. Not a lot of people. I also am realistic about the fact that even with our music, with the music I make for consumption within this community, basically, and I wanted to sound good on somebody's iPhone. So I mean, if the video looks, it's small size on the iPhone screen, it's probably good enough, because what percentage of the people are actually watching on an iPhone? I don't know.
More than we would like. That's the reality, because we catch it on the go.
I think, can you see that on those stats? I don't know. I never look at those very much, but
yeah, I think you can dig in and kind of get a sense of device to a.
Can you see which it gives you all kinds of weird categories in there?
Yeah, demographics. How many
who has
and age
big
group and,
big eyebrows group and
who's
shit like that. Exactly.
All the important stuff we gotta know.
Some dude who just got fired from his job.
Yeah, indeed. All that. It's like he's lonely, and this song is going to prevent him from doing something stupid. So yay you. Who knows? What are we talking about?
I forgot, actually.
Don't matter. Well, and I had asked, who was working on Songtober stuff, and Coldacre said, yeah, I got one. And so we're going to play your partner in crime on that song, Coldacre. We're going to play his new one.
Hey, James.
So this is James Barkley, better known as Coldacre, and his new Songtober. I sometimes don't say that right.
Song to the Tober. Let's go.
Exactly.
Here we go with Coldacre.
1 in a million, everybody.
Right on.
All right. That was our friend Coldacre. And man, that was a cool bass line. And here's what's cool about that. I mean, most of you know Coldacre is a kick-ass guitar player. He
Right.
just really is. And so when I first heard that, I'm like, this is so different, you know? I mean, it was funky and, you know, bass line. And I was like, oh, this is unexpected and very cool. I always love it when people in the community surprise us a little bit, you know?
Well, I know that Coldacre is into funk music, you know,
Yeah.
funkadelic, and because I made a short a long time ago. I think I just called it funk or something, and I wasn't even going to do anything with it. He goes, "Hey, man, I love that funky beat," and then I was playing a funk guitar riff, and he picked up on it, and from that we kind of branched out into our first collaboration, which was not on that song. Yeah, he was on the funk 429 song, and just a bunch of them during the time that I was off. And he plays the first part of that. He was playing guitar. Then he switched over to playing keyboards for a lot of those tracks, which he also plays.
Right. Yeah, that was very cool.
And then now he's a bass player too, man. That was a great kind of more than funky. It's all like jazz-like beat there with that.
No, it's got it going on. And the other part that's truly impressive, he literally bought his first bass less than 30 days ago. He sent me a picture because he's all proud of it. And he shows me that, like, okay, cool, you know. And I figured, great, you know, we'll hear some basic bass at some point. Nope, he didn't screw around. He's right on it. Like, here you go. I'm Bootsy Collins, bitches.
Well, I don't know if he's playing with his fingers like a bass player. He's playing that. I'm really impressed.
Yeah.
Because I was a bass player that started out as a guitarist, and I played with a pick for a long time. Which is okay, man. I mean, you make great music that way. But then, you know, I started to figure it out a little more, play both now. But it was great. I don't give a hell how he's playing it. I got to bush up these eyebrows.
Yeah, there you go. Fix those.
I'm kind of, it's early for me, man. It's
no, it's you're up early at the crack of dawn, man.
Not that early, but Dawn wasn't around today, but my wife was there when I woke up at 6. What I meant to say was it wasn't light out yet. It's 9:45 in the morning here, or 20 till 10.
Very cool. Well, I'm one of those kind of bass players, and you know, I consider myself a bass player. That is my primary instrument, even though I play guitar, obviously. But I'm not a purist. I play with my fingers. I play with a pick. I play with my thumb. I play with my elbow. It doesn't matter.
You don't have to keep going.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, you know.
You don't have to keep going on what you play.
Other things, my hair.
Your socks, right? Dirty socks. Okay, I don't want to know.
You're looking for a tone, and it depends on the song. And so I never understood, you know, how people are like, well, if you play with the pick, you're not a real bass player. If I'm like, that's just stupid.
Well, because you're just adding. I mean, it's traditional craft, I guess, in some ways. People play the bass with their fingers, but I mean, because all you're doing is laying down the bottom end, baby, and giving some life and kind of forward movement to the song. I played bass with the pick for 3 years, and because I got thrown into a bass player position when I was in the Air Force. Never played the bass, but I figured it out real quick. You know, because I was kind of a rudimentary guitarist already. And I played with the pick. Nobody said shit about it. I played all the songs, did a lot of covers.
Yeah.
And then, you know, my first wife was going to leave me, so I had to quit the band.
Yeah. You know,
so thus is the life of an artist.
Absolutely.
Fuck my life.
Yeah. And I will say, you know, Lawnmower Man has got a better bass line. Well, as we know, Rhett, Lawnmower Man may be the greatest song of all time. I mean, it's right up there with Stairway to Cleveland, I think. So
Right on.
And Martha Mosier has joined us. Always good to see Martha in the chat. How are you?
Well, Martha. A little hello to my friend Gorchum85.
Yeah, I'm doing a terrible job of showing this
pop
stuff
in
because
before.
I was off last week.
Oh,
so-
there he is. My
Yeah.
God, I said it, and there
And
he
he
appears.
appears. You have
This is a
summoned
great
him.
fucking show. I love this show.
Can you believe this? I
You
mean,
guys
know.
have vocal recognition on Ron Reddy.
Yeah, absolutely. But Gordium is exactly right. There's a time and place for both things. And
Right.
yeah, again, there's rules, and rules are good, but also rules should be broken with frequency.
Right.
Right now, here's the man. The
The
man,
man
Hugh
who
Caldwell.
Caldwell. Hey,
Yep. See,
right.
I mentioned his name earlier, and then he appears. See, that AI.
So
is
check it out.
working.
Let me just say about this guy Hugh. I just saw 2 collaborations between Hugh and Ben Wells of Me,
Yes.
Myself, and iPhone on Led Zeppelin songs.
Yeah.
And both of them, and I think both songs are posted on both of their channels. So you could go to either Hugh or Hugh, Myself, and iPhone, otherwise known as Ben Wells.
Yes.
And you could see him, and Ben Wells's voice is starting to come into its own.
Oh my God! You noticed that too, did you?
Well, especially on the second song.
Oh yeah. See, Hugh shared that with me, and I'm like, damn, Ben.
Well, first I was like, because they did the first song, and immediately I could, hear that if that slide guitar was being made by Ben on the iPhone 7, I was going to sell all my guitars.
Yeah.
Because if I could do that on an iPhone 7, fuck it, man.
Yeah.
But then I go, well, who did? Because I'm in a couple groups with Ben, and he's in my mod group. He goes,
Right.
oh, that's Hugh. And I'm like, oh, shit. Because at first, it wasn't on, like Ben's page, who was on there. So then I found out, and then they did the second one, and it just blew my face away, man.
Yeah, no, it's so impressive. I was, because Ben has sent me stuff in the past, and there's most of you probably know there's a little underground community. We all know one another, and we private chat on things. JDL and I used to fairly frequently, pitch songs to one another and say, how does this sound? Ben had done that with me on a couple things and to get my opinion on it. So it's kind of the songwriter's anonymous idea without the formalized group. And, he was getting more and more ambitious. And I said, Ben, I love the fact that you're going for it. Keep working it. Well, but then I didn't hear from him for a while. And then I heard his collaboration with Hugh there. It's like, damn, yes, sir. Because Plant, basically, your pair's got to be clanking to take on Plant.
Right, and he didn't it's not like he's doing a lot of falsetto or anything. It's really his voice. And when
Yes.
I first started hearing him sing, and of course, like all of us, he was, beginning a journey
Sure.
in recording, right?
Yes.
So, and he's just singing on his phone, man.
Well, right. Very little effects and just, like you say, singing into a phone. So
You sing the phone, and then you can put GarageBand effects on it. But this dude has learned how to sing into that phone to where it's picking it up good enough to, and then you have to have the performance. And so he worked on that, and then. And can I draw the parallel? It's just like when you just came back and you started singing again,
Right.
and your voice finally hit it. Remember that?
oh yeah, because
It wasn't like your voice wasn't good before, but then you just hit your stride one time.
exactly. You work, and then all of a sudden things start flowing. And you get that muscle. You get the muscle memory back.
And
Exactly.
then, the dog see my dog barked when I did that.
Yeah. See, the dog is all about it. He's like, hey, man.
Check him out.
Oh, there he is.
He's right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Here, boy.
Oh yeah, he's oh man, he's smarter than his own good.
Yeah,
He's
that's
a fucking
often
smart
the case.
dog, but he's too smart to serve his own self.
Yeah, well, that's
To
often
make
how that
me
works.
his servant, you know.
Right.
I must have been paying karma to, somebody from the last life, But it's okay. He's a good dog, man. I love him. We love
It's
him in the
always good to
family.
have that. Yeah, I have my cat, but he's locked out of the room because otherwise he'd be right here because
Really?
he wants to be on the show. Yeah.
Oh, so
Okay.
check out Hugh.
Yeah.
See,
right.
see, because Ben does just about as many original songs as he does covers. Because I'm in the groups, like chat groups
Yeah.
with him, and on his, if you watch his SoundCloud, it's just like
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. And let me remind everybody that Ben Wells is a playlist curator for Real Talk Radio, which
Right.
is a Facebook group, but every weekly, he updates songs on their Real Talk Radio YouTube channel.
Right.
And so Ben does that. So he's in touch with everybody and on that side of the community. And that's a bunch of great music if you ever want to go. But
Oh, yeah.
then he also does it on SoundCloud. So there's a Real Talk Radio weekly playlist on SoundCloud, on the Real Talk Radio SoundCloud that Ben curates. And so he's an active guy, man, and it's
Yeah.
just so great to see him rocking out with
Absolutely.
the Hugh Meister, who is actually worn a wig in a parody of my show.
Yep,
With
see?
Laurie.
He's
With
got a
Laurie.
great sense of humor. Hugh's
Fucking
awesome.
A. Yes, he does. Fucking
Cool
A.
guy. Well, you know what? We're pitching this Songtober. We talked about it. We got people on the show. I'm going to give everybody a sneaker. I did this song for the grunge show that Ham, Headphones and Microphones, our friend Chad Freeman did. And so, and Hugh was kind enough to play guitar on this for me, and so I'm going to play this. This is my Bandcamp page, and let's make sure. I think this is going to work, but let's make sure that it's sharing the screen like it's supposed to. Yep. Okay. Good. Well, let's just check this out real quick. This is myself and my good friend Hugh Caldwell.
Dying town, bound for city lights. They said I'd die here, but not without a fight. Nothing in my pockets, and my guitar in the case. I long to be someone, and I think this is the place. I think that I'll find happiness. I think I'll feel the sun. I think I'll grab the big my crate when it's said and done. I was looking for redemption, but as I drove away, gotta leave the run. Say I'm proud of the things I had to do, but a buck's a buck. You gotta do what you gotta do. Well, I found the rainbow, but someone stole the gold. It slipped through my fingers. Man, it's hard to hold. Is fame an illusion or something you can steal? The city's full of devils and they are offering a deal. I thought that I'd find happiness. I thought I'd feel the sun. I thought I'd find the fame I'd crave when it's said and done. The city has a dark stain that the rain can't wash away. And I feel the rush. I feel it. I feel the drug surge in my veins. Feel it wash away the pain. Trapped like a rat inside a cage. Can it ever bring the rain? I thought that I'd find happiness. I thought I'd feel the sun. I thought I'd grab the fame I'd crave when it's said and done. I thought I'd be the hero when I left the stage. And I feel the grudge. I feel the grudge. I feel the grudge.
The driving beat.
Hey, take a bow, Hugh Caldwell, because, I mean, was that an awesome solo and everything?
Oh,
And
this whole song was great, man.
let me compliment him on this, because I had done a lot. I mean, I had done the opening riff is mine. I played the guitars. I played the guitar that leads into the solo, and then he did that. And then my guitar leads out, and then he did a lot of the underneath stuff. The guy's such a pro. It's like we're sitting in the same room together. Even though I'd sent him a basically completed song, and I said, "Look, with this, we needed to do a couple things to this," and he sent me back those tracks, and like, damn, bro, thank you. That was amazing. So take a bow, Hugh Caldwell. You rock, man.
That's good songwriting as well there, my friend.
Oh, well, thank you.
Good songwriting, Brother Chris. I mean, it's obvious that you put a lot into that song. The way it was arranged, and then the lyrics, obviously,
Oh, I appreciate that.
and then the sound of it, the wall of sound, Chris's wall of sound with the different guitars, including, Hughes, or all the guitars Hughes, or just yeah. So I could tell that you had your own part of the layer going on there,
Right.
and then so Hugh comes in sometimes as an accent and then solo.
Exactly, and he,
Huh.
I mean, that main riff is me, and then there's an acoustic guitar that's deep in the background, and a couple other things. And then
Right.
Hugh had some of the pulsing and kind of the echoey guitars, and they just meshed so well with what I did. It was just, I mean, this
Sounded
guy
great,
rocks.
man. I could tell Hugh's fingerprints on it, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You could hear it, yeah.
Well, that's why you want to reach out to a guy like that, because you know that he is going to give you his absolute best effort, and his best effort kicks ass.
Right. And it was cool, too, to see him playing on the track with Ben Wells because Ben's a kick-ass guitarist himself.
Yeah.
You know, he hasn't played a wooden guitar in a long time, but he really is. But to just go, okay, well, hand it over to Hugh and I'll sing. Wow, what did I mean? Just a courageous thing to do, number one, and resulting in an excellent sounding track.
Yeah.
You know, so because Ben's guitars are great, but also Ben's voice goes great with Hugh's guitars.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's one of the great things about working with Hugh is he will tailor the sound to really complement the voice or the song. Or I mean, I've done any number of things with Hugh now. A couple originals. I've done a couple of covers. And he always makes the guitar fit and changes his tone, changes his style. He really serves the song, which is, that's a pro's pro.
Yep. And then when not collaborating, there's a constant, steady stream of covers coming out that he does, or an original as well sometimes. And, so he just does it, man. I mean, like a lot of us, he feels compelled to make music. You okay, brother? You get it? Well, I noticed you got a whole bar behind you.
Yeah,
I'm
drinking problem because I'm drinking water rather than whiskey.
I know that, but I mean, you are famous for the song "I Drink Whiskey." I love that song, man.
Yeah, it's a fun song.
And then, because look behind you, it's like, ha.
And here we see Chris Lane in his natural environment.
Exactly.
Bar.
Oh, well, it's all good fun, man. Did you guys see my new T-shirt I got in Bangkok? This is my...
No, check it out. Oh, dude. Check that out.
Yeah, check it out.
Seriously, Ross. That's nice.
Yeah, we went to Bangkok for a long weekend. Had some business to do, but then we just hung out in the Ville for a couple of nights. It was fantastic. We needed to get out of Vietnam for a while.
Yeah.
And so we bought some T-shirts,
Yeah, I mean, it's always, I got a couple new ones when I went up to Steamboat, because not that I need new T-shirts, but if you go someplace, you should pick up a T-shirt. It's a nice souvenir that you wear.
Get right on. If you get one that fits you. Plus, you can wear it on a show, man. I mean, I need some new gear if I'm going to start streaming again here. I might wear some of the old stuff, but I need a couple new T-shirts. Might need some new sunglasses. Might need a hair transplant.
A lot of things. Well, so there it was. Ronnie just kind of gave it away. Why don't you tell everybody what's going on, man? Why you're a guest on this show, and because you got a huge announcement.
Oh, well, I think it's already been announced, but I'm glad to be here to announce that I'm going to start streaming again at a time slot to be determined, but I'm coordinating closely with Chris and Dom and Jade Star and, others to get back on around the same time that I used to go on, but still we're working on kind of a collaborative, coordinated effort. But pretty soon here, and I'd like to, hear your ideas about what you'd like to see on the new Homegrown Indie live show. I'll have a lot of the same stuff, like banter that leads to nowhere, frequent pauses in the video feed, and all those things that I always do. But I might have some new stuff on the show as well
that we know and love. Yeah.
Right. So just watch for it, and I'll keep you updated. If you're already subscribed to my channel, then you'll see something on my community tab now and then, a little announcement, right? So hopefully it pops up and people see it. And if not, I'll just come up at that time and just turn the reverb up. I'll just have like total freaking reverb going on, and it'll be like, "Hey guys, this is a home. Does anybody hear that? What the?" That'll be none of that's going to change. But I might have a new T-shirt or two.
Yeah. Oh, very cool.
And hey, it won't be every week. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be a little more special. So everybody, make sure you subscribe. Remind everybody, because if you were previously subscribed to Indie Live, those subs got YouTube trashed them or did something.
They came back.
Oh, did they?
Fucking A.
Fantastic.
All my subs came back about 2 days later. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so I don't know if everybody knew it. So I took did I say on this channel earlier? I took the channel, HGI channel down for a while. Can't remember who I said what, lately. It's just like all one huge stream of life.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so I'm going to be back again. And thanks to Chris and Dom for kind of like giving me, well, I wouldn't say they gave me a boot in the ass, but it was some kind of encouragement, and because they could see the spark there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Exactly. The little bit, that's what we do. A little bit of tough love and everything. We could see Ronnie was getting the itch again, and, had kind of done what he wanted to do musically.
And I had some cream for that, but it was still itching.
Yeah, no, I know. There is cream. So.
Well, I appreciate it, man. And so, and I like coming on your guys' show. This is the first time I've done it. I hope I'm not, messing with your format. I don't know what you guys usually do on this show. Hello, Chad.
Listen, get a load of this guy. He thinks we have a format.
Well, I don't know, man.
Our long-time listeners, viewers, know that Dom and I have no effing idea what we're doing. We get on here, and literally we have just talked about jobs and old cars and shit for 4 hours. This is
really,
it's basically a talk show. We've probably played as much music tonight as, and we'll probably play a little bit more, but we don't usually even play a lot of music. Now, we do occasionally open it up and do an open mic thing, and that's fun to do. But
right,
Tom, good night.
Good night, Tom.
I'm probably going to play Tom's song later, but
I would say hi to Chad Freeman, who has the ham shows and is a really great guy over there on his Facebook channel. And he played one of my songs on his show. I think it was the vampire one I wrote. I did a bunch of hip hop music this summer too, a few songs like in a row, and I did one with no words. It was just an instrumental, but with the vampire video. It was one of the first AI videos I made. Chad picked up on it. He's like, "Oh, this is cool." So I appreciate that, because I'm just like everybody out here. I like to stream. It gets in your blood.
It does.
But I also, am just here to churn out a song or a video for a few dozen people to watch. That's it, man. I mean, as I appreciate guys like Chad getting guys music like me out to people like these.
Well, it's
was that
full
clear?
Circle, because Ron Ward is the first guy that ever played one of my songs.
Damn straight.
You played the first song video I ever did. It wasn't even SoundCloud. You played that, and then I finally made a video, and you played the first video I ever did.
Well, I wanted to, because I started that show in the GarageBand users group in Facebook.
Right.
And so I was always tried to be attuned to people who were making real music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was music coming out of people's bedrooms, and I didn't give a fuck. Like, first it was guys like Mike Holmes and these guys. They're like, I'm on my iPad, and they would make these wonderful lullabies on the guitar and stuff. And I got hooked on doing it in the GarageBand group. Then I moved out to Facebook, And well, I mean, out of Facebook to YouTube, and it's a chance to give people like yourself a venue
Yeah.
where other people are going to listen to the music instead of like it's on your personal Facebook page and your people in your graduating class are like, meh, you know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, none of my high school friends talk to me anymore because they're all bald, and so yeah, that's jealousy.
Well, I mean, it is
thing.
a point. It is a point.
Sorry, dudes.
Well, man, I mean, Chris, look, man, with all due respect to your hair,
Here we go. Yes, guys, you're getting the wig. Hell yeah.
I mean, there's always
There we go. We've been
fake
missing
hair. You've heard of fake news? This is fake hair.
that. There you go. It's great fake hair.
Oh man, I remember the first day I got this wig. I was in a down mood. It was like
There
I
you
don't
go.
know. I don't know. I can't remember if we were in lockdown or something like that.
Probably.
And the guy brought this, man. This got delivered, and I was like, "Oh, this is the best thing that could have happened," because I was stuck, man. Anyhow, well, it's good. So now I'm matching up with the amount of testosterone that Chris still has.
Yeah. It's hard,
Me?
but you know.
Got to try to keep up, bro. My hair, I mean, used to have a lot of hair on the top of my head. Now I got hair every other place on my head where it ain't supposed to go.
Nose, ears. Yeah.
I found a fucking hair growing out of the tip of my fucking nose the other day. I was
Right?
like, you're
What is
kidding
that?
me, man. Where the hell did that come from? And so I'm like up there with, I was going, what are you doing with my tweezers? I'm like,
Gotta
got a
go.
fucking hair in my nose. Oh, well.
Yeah, getting older. Yeah, men can grow
I
hair
mean-
in some amazing places.
Well, you know, some guys just let it go, man.
Yeah, there's just yeah, got the one big angry eyebrow.
One angry eyebrow. Here, I knew a guy who was my supervisor in the Air Force for a long time. He never would trim his nose hairs, and those nose hairs look like two little fucking cones, two
Yeah.
little black cones sticking out of his nose down here.
Yeah,
And we
you
were
see
like,
those guys just like a Hitler mustache that's separated.
it was like
I mean, what are we
Gary.
doing?
Well, I mean, we were all clean shaven, you know, because we were in the Air Force. But this dude had his like hair coming out of his nose, and it was like so obvious. And it's like, well, because we give him shit about it. Well, you know, if you'd see how I am when I have my allergies, I cut these out, you know, blah blah blah. It's like, oh man, that's weird. Why don't you just get some spray? So no, he was a good dude in the end, man. He taught me a lot of stuff when I was in the Air Force, but he had some awesome, you know, I learned a lot of facial hair points from that guy, but I shifted it from my nose up to my, you know, eyebrows, which I'm happy to say still have color in them
Yes.
for now.
Yeah. Well, that's the good thing about always being blonde, that I still, from a distance, kind of look blonde.
There you go,
In
man.
the sunlight, not so much, but you know, indoors it still looks blondish.
Huh. Hey, so Chris, dude,
Yes.
I have to go eat breakfast now, and to help make breakfast.
I got you, bro.
So can I gracefully expert?
Get the hell out of here.
Can I get out of Dodge?
You can get out of Dodge, and you know what? While you do that, I'm just going to go on Strange Machine. I'm going to play another one of your songs. 'Cause
Oh, baby.
that's what I do.
That is a
Tease you with a good
cool,
time, right?
coolness abounds here on SWA channel. Okay,
All right.
well, I will pop out during the song then.
Very cool. Ron, thanks so much for joining us tonight. And thank you
Spent-
for telling everybody that you're going to be back, maybe Thursday nights even. So everybody pay attention to Ron's channel. Sub him up if you're not subbed, and look for the announcements. And let's all go hang out with our good friend Rockin' Ronnie Ward.
All right, thanks, Chris. Thanks, everybody who was here tonight. And until I see you next, real people, real music.
All right. Peace out. Ron Ward, everybody. Let's go find a Ron Ward song. What do you say? Let's get over and let's get right here. And which one? Well, he had talked about this one. This is kind of his track with Leela. Let's play this one because it's a pretty cool one.
It won't work! Earth control! Earth control! Can you read me? Can you read me? Read me! Earth control! Earth control!
All right. Well, that was Ron with The Rise of Dark Leela, formerly Leela, but then she got booted off and she had to come back as somebody else. So that was Dark Leela, and a cool track collaboration by those two. Anyway, okay. Well, here you want to talk about a kick-ass special guest. Right here. You know him, you love him. It's the Dom Father.
What's going on, Chris? How's
How
everybody
are you,
doing?
brother?
I'm hanging in there, my friend.
Oh, it is so good to see you.
You too. You too.
Man.
How's everybody doing? So what's been going on?
Well, we are just, we're living the
Clayton.
dream.
Hey, Wade.
Yep.
Preston,
Hey,
Wayne. Good to see everybody.
Yeah, we've
What's
got
going on,
a
Clay?
nice group of people tonight. Hanging out. Ronnie Ward was great.
Yeah, I love Ron.
Yeah. How you
Glad
feeling
that he's
right?
coming back. You know, I don't want to get into it, but
Yeah.
I feel all right.
Okay. Well,
I
that's-
figure let me come on now because I'm about like 20 minutes into the good pill.
Yeah,
So-
okay, that's a good thing. Well, I was hoping you'd pop on and just let everyone know that I didn't have you tied up in a closet, and I'm not trying to take over the show.
You know, that does not happen. No.
Yeah, but I without going into great detail, I just let people know that you're having some issues, and
Yeah, it's
hopefully-
definitely more than I thought.
yeah,
as it always is. Yeah, so basically, just so everyone knows, all those complaints I was having about my shoulder and stuff, it's real.
yeah,
So yeah, it turns out that the whole time I was trying to amass my hours, live streaming, I was dying. Every show is getting harder and harder to play and do. I kept dropping my pick, and when we were getting close to G-May's show, that's why I was like, let me just take a break so I can save myself and be able to play that show, and then I'll see what's going on. And I came real close. I wound up, I couldn't take it anymore. I went to urgent care, and they made an appointment with me to see an orthopedic. Orthopedic took a x-ray, and they said, you definitely, you have two of your vertebrae are compressed in your spine. I think they said 4 and 5. It's causing a pinched nerve. It's coming across my back, going down my arm. They said generally physical therapy takes care of it. So I started physical therapy, and it went good for about a week. And then after the 4th visit, I think that morning I woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning in the worst pain of my life. Like I was howling in bed. My wife and my kids were up, like they didn't know what was going on. I couldn't move. My whole body was just shaking. Like every muscle, every tendon was just like rubber bands. I had to go to the emergency room and stop physical therapy. Then the whole problem is the waiting game. I had to wait a week to get an MRI. Try to do an MRI. That MRI was so painful I couldn't lay on my back, so they had to stop it. I had to wait another week to go take a stand-up MRI. They just told me last week that, okay, obviously it's not going away on its own, so I'm like seeing a pain management doctor next week, and I'm supposed to get epidurals, where basically they put the medicine directly into your spine to try to get the inflammation down, help you with the pain.
yeah.
And in general, that's supposed to be enough, Then I got a call by the assistant today who said that, they saw the results of the MRI and they say it's a significant herniation. Basically, the disc is pushed way out. So they I have a consult now with a spinal surgeon because they think that they'll probably have to remove part of that bone, or else they fear that it may just seize, again, more in the future. So, I mean, but that isn't a definite yet. They just think it's definitely worth the point of seeing a surgeon. So,
Yeah, well,
that's where I'm at.
it does irritate me the way the healthcare system is set up, that they try and get by with as little as they can. Sending a person to physical therapy without having an MRI,
Yeah.
I mean, that could have really done
Well,
damage.
I like I told you, I personally think that definitely the pain is way worse since physical therapy. I mean, although it felt better, and then forget about it,
Yeah.
But what are you going to do?
Yeah.
It's only my spine.
Yeah, what the hell? It's not, what do you need it, right?
I've been walking around crooked for like a couple of weeks. The worst part is like it's it's basically pain all day long. I haven't felt good in like 2 or 3 weeks. I've been hurting. The worst part though, the pain was like it gets progressively worse as the day goes on, and by the time I go to bed, I am just in agony, and I couldn't sleep more than like an hour at a time. I'd wake up, my body's all locked up. I'd have to like stay up and stretch, and literally I got to the point I was afraid to go to sleep. I was like, you think I was staying up late being live streaming? I was just up all night, just not wanting to go to bed. So I finally went back to the doctor and was like, those pills you gave me, they're good in a day, but it's just not helping. It's not helping at night. So she gave me like, like the good stuff, man, because pain or no pain, I'm out,
Yeah, which is
and
good,
like
because you have to sleep.
Yeah,
to
I've
heal.
woken up from it in pain, but I'm just too tired, and I go back to sleep and I deal with it in the morning. The only bad thing about it, the pill is so strong, like I am literally in a fog until almost noon.
Yeah, that's the hard thing about
Yeah,
this.
yeah, exactly. Well, that's what they were saying. That's why they definitely want me to get the injections, because
Yeah.
they said generally they say it usually works in like cycles of 3. Like the first round of injections will probably take away around 50% of the pain. And then after that. So, we'll see from there.
Yeah.
Ooh, looks
Look,
you
we've got
a packed house.
we've got some people. Let us bring up, you know him, you love him, the lawnmower man himself, Rhett James of the Mix Club. Hey, Rhett.
What are you guys doing?
What is going on, Rhett?
Hey, we're just
Well,
hanging out.
Is this okay volume wise, or am I too
Yeah,
loud?
you're good.
Yeah, very
Okay.
good.
Oh, I'm doing good, man. Just listened to Dom's shit story there.
Yeah.
I guess you're lucky you're getting some treatment, some meds to help you not be in so much damn pain, because I mean, I broke my back, my neck, motorcycle wrecks, just everything. And I had a deal going on here this week, and I needed my pain medicine increased. And this is just, shit over what life does to you.
Yeah.
Right.
And they were like, well, we want to reserve this for end of life. And that's fucking great. That's where we're at, doc. Because if you don't do something, I'm not going to sit up all night and be in, crazy pain. He said, well, I'm going to try this first. And that's fine. Because I said, when I leave here, I'm going straight to the liquor store and get me a fifth of vodka. And I'm going to get good shit. And I said, I'm going to do what my grandparents did, man. My grandparents were coal miners, right? And they were all dead by they were 60 from black lung, but man, they drank like motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I mean, they just did what they did. So he ended up hooking me up, but it's like, you should not have to fucking beg to, be able to function. And I told him, I said, doc, I'm going to tell you something. I said, I'm not out working right now. I'm taking care of mom. And I said, you realize I do have to lift her in and out of bed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that in itself, stresses on shit. So
Yeah.
I'm glad they're at least taking care of you, dude, because there's, you get the fuckers that are like, oh my God, don't take any pain. Oh no, yeah, fuck off, man. Eventually you get so
Yeah.
you gotta have relief.
Oh,
And here,
absolutely.
yeah. Mhm.
and here in the States, we take better care of our animals than we do our people.
Yeah.
If my dog's got a problem, Doc will go,
Mhm.
Right.
he'll go home and sleep. That's
You know,
kinda
yeah, I'm lucky. Like, we have good insurance. I work for a good company who says, put me on like partial disability, not even disability. Insurance is paying like 60% of my salary. The company's paying 40% of my salary, and they're like, do whatever you can do from home. So when I feel good, I can still work from home,
Yeah.
and but the doctors have been good. It's getting to the doctors.
Getting
that,
there is
that
yeah.
that first round before you can actually get face to face with them, and they've been really good. The only problem, I'll tell you, what drove me crazy was, so I take it's like tramadol during the day, and it takes me from like being in pain to being bothered. There's a difference between not feeling well and being in pain. So it takes me out of pain and just makes me miserable, which is good. But like I said, it's not working in at night. So she boosted me up from that to like quadruple the dosage of hydrocodone, and it's fucking good, man. I was like, I told the PA, I'm like, me and my wife just finished watching Dope Sick and all those shows. I'm like, I can't believe people would like crush this up and snort it. It's like fucking serious. But no, what happened was the goddamn pharmacy, because I had 2 subscriptions for narcotic,
2 like kind medicines.
they would not release it, and they didn't notify me. They didn't notify the doctor. My wife went to go pick it up, and they're like, "Well, there's 2. You can only take one of them." So my wife smartly took the one that would knock me out, make me go to sleep, and then I had to call my doctor to tell them they're not releasing it. Who they had to call them, and they were like, well, the prescriptions weren't written correctly. I'm like, said, what? The one pill said take before bedtime, and I'm like, what more? Obviously, that's what it's for. It's like you filled 2 prescriptions of the first one. That part was ridiculous. But
Well, and they do that shit, and it's like 2 like kind medicines that kind of do the same thing. But you
Right.
got the tramadol it's shit. It can actually make you have seizures. It can fuck your speech
Yeah.
up. It can do a lot of shit. The good old fashioned stuff that milk of the poppy. It does its job. It's got its downfalls, as we all know.
yeah,
But believe it or not, the only advice I can give you with some of that, Dom, is the fog is better for me if I don't sleep as long. The
Right.
longer I sleep, the deeper I get into sleep. I don't know what the hell level of sleep I'm in,
right.
but when I get up, it's like I can't function. Last night, I ended up getting about 2.5 hours of sleep, and then I streamed at like 7 o'clock. And so sometimes the shorter that scale of sleep is, I'm better. Like I said, on your meds, that tramadol shit, you don't want it, man, because it's a weird synthesized shit. It's almost like an SSRI. You're on the right stuff now that will treat your pain.
Right.
It just has things. If you're on it for too long, it can do things. But
Yeah, 100%.
as I tell people, it's like, yeah, I understand that, but you know what? I could also go walk out and get hit by a truck.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with my dose. I've been on it since '84. Occasionally, they'll have to up me when I have a bad problem, but they'll up me by 1 pill a day, and insurance won't pay for it.
Right. Mhm.
But they will take me over to something that is clearly end of life, and I'm like, so really, you would give me that, but not give me this? So
Right.
yeah, it makes no sense,
Kind of ridiculous.
isn't it?
Hey, let's say hi to Coldacre while
What's
we're...
going on,
Hi,
Coldacre?
Coldacre.
Hey boys, how are we? How do I sound? Loud enough?
Nah, you're good.
All good?
What's up?
Yeah.
Sound very good.
He's
Cool.
walking like an Egyptian.
Beautiful.
Yes. It's a beautiful Friday here, and it's a long weekend in
Yeah,
Australia,
nice.
in Victoria, because of the grand final football. They give us a day off work for it, and it falls on a Saturday, so that's a
Footy.
bonus. Yeah, I won't be watching, but hey, I'll take the day off.
All right. See, look, Dom, sports ball. It's big in
And
other
so this
countries
is
too.
Friday morning for you, right, Cole?
It's 1:30 in the afternoon Friday, and then
Okay.
the game's tomorrow. But we get the day off prior
Okay.
because we do. So
What a
hey,
country.
Don't argue.
I'm not going to. Yeah.
Indeed. Well, we played
Well, that's cool.
played his song earlier, which was that's
thanks
cool.
for
I
playing
gotta
that.
tell you, man, that's a cool song. It just is. You
Thanks,
know?
Chris.
Hallelujah, the song? Is that the one you were talking about you played? Or
Yeah,
which one?
the one in a
What the hell's the
million.
name of it?
Yeah,
Oh,
one in
One
a
in a
million.
The new one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, his
fun.
that's your latest one, right? But you do have
I'm
another one
sorry.
coming out.
Yep. A song with Leela. She's already released it.
Ah.
I'm doing sort of a different version of it.
Okay.
Which will sort of be more of a collaborative thing. But
What
Yeah.
the hell did you do with that bass tone on that? How'd you cut that?
that's
That's on your new bass, right?
Yeah, just straight into Logic. Bumped up the saturator, just compressed it, just made it.
You know,
really
a
good.
compressed
Sweat.
bass with decent pickups.
Yeah.
A lot of times you don't need anything more than that.
No.
Did you
They
use an
record
amp
very
sim
well.
or like a bass amp? None of the
Nope.
sims, just
Straight in audio.
that's what I did today on that country track that I was playing bass on. I got looking and I thought, man, I didn't even hit it with a bass amp. I just went straight DIN, and I was like, man, I really kind of fucking like that.
My Gibson
You know?
Victory goes straight in every time, and I compress it, and I will occasionally play with the EQ just a little bit to sit it with whatever the guitar's doing.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
that's all you really need. You can overthink it, and I think a lot of people do on bass. Just keep it simple, keep it foundational, make sure it plays nice with the drums, and you're good to go, man.
Yeah, especially if you're doing a song that's like really open and you're wanting that bass to just fill everything up. As soon as you start, and I'm guilty because I'm so low end heavy, but as soon as you start jacking that low end up, you're fine on a couple notes. But then as soon as you go and you hit that note that just blows the shit out of everything, well, hell, I forget you're a bass player. So you know what, I mean, it's like you ever play a gig and the guy running sound has like done something stupid on your bass guitar and you can't like play your G string ever because it like sets the house on fire.
Yeah. It either just or the E string is the other one. You're playing along and you'll get on that sometimes and it just boom.
Yeah.
You know, because every bass has at least one hot note on the E string that's just for whatever reason is just a little, and you know your bass and you know what it is and you play to that. But yeah, if your sound guy's not paying attention, yeah, you can.
That bit of string that vibrates closer to the pickup than anywhere else, it just boom, picks it up.
Yeah, well, you got big strings and big pickups, and so yeah, you'll get that proximity and it'll pull it in.
Well, I got a question for you guys, something I didn't even know existed. And I like to do, because I've been having so much hand trouble and shaking and shit, and this new pill I got for my head, a lot of my shaking stopped. And that's when I played today. I was like, oh my God, I can actually play. And I'm not like going to it's almost like I'm wanting to hit notes I know I shouldn't be wanting to play at this particular time, but it's like, it's just weird. But this part isn't back yet. The articulation because of like all the connective tissue disorder. But I seen this thing and it's called, is it Evertune on guitars? It's like this deal that your guitar like stays in perfect tune. Have you seen that?
I haven't.
No. Sounds like a unicorn.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, the physics just say it's not possible for a guitar to be in perfect tune. It can't be done, which is fine. I mean, you don't want it in perfect tune. It would sound terrible. Pianos are not tuned perfectly because they sound terrible. But some guitars, the G string on some guitars, the B string on some Fenders are notorious for having that B that just doesn't quite want to set in right.
When you guys get a chance, it's kind of shoppy talky, but Google, it's called Evertune Bridge.
Okay.
And I seen a video of this thing and it's really like cool. It showed them like pulling the strings on the guitar massive and going, and they'd play a G chord. Whatever it does is some magic voodoo that is going on within this bridge, and you can actually, I think, get like guitars that this company makes that they've modded, or you can send your guitars in and have it done, but they got to do some cutting.
I'm thinking it's probably like an automatic transmission where I've seen like tuners that will automatically tune your guitar for you. So I wonder if it's like connected into it and it's
I don't think so.
constantly
It's
adjusting.
it's all in the bridge. It's all in the bridge.
Hugh knows.
Yeah.
Hugh says it's.
And my thing was like, okay, I like to do these like guitar samples of my guitars and shit because it's easier for me to play. I'm a better guitar player than I am key player, but I can't play the fucking guitar. So I was like, this would be really killer. So when I'm, I sample all my notes on the guitar, and then I'll play it on the keys because it would like be in killer tune and I wouldn't have to go in with Melodyne and try to pull some of that up because when you're doing the sample stuff, you want that stuff pretty spot on or, you get all kinds of wonky shit that goes on.
Right. Now you get the overtones. Yeah.
And so that's what I was wanting to ask you guys because I just seen a video on it and I was like, man, this looks really, really cool, especially for the application that I want to use it for,
No,
Right.
I'm a dinosaur in that respect, Rhett. The song of mine that I did with Hugh that I played earlier, that is an SM57 or 58 stuck in front of my Vox modeling tube amp. That's it. Again, old school, simple, and the tone was warm and gorgeous. Happy guy. Done.
I just did one on my guitar, man, and the fucking cat. It's one I sent to Cold Acre. He's going to play the riffs and fills. And I got to looking, man, and the microphone was like pointing like this down at the ground when I was doing that. You know what? Though? Don't sound that bad.
Sound pretty good, right?
It's like, well, shit. But
yeah, that's pretty funny. Well, sometimes, and again, it's old studio tricks. A lot of times they would put the amp against the wall and the mic and amp, pick up the reflection, not directly off the speaker. And there's all kinds of ways to do that shit.
Well, how many shows I was talking to somebody that I have done where the 57 is wrapped around the handle.
Drop down.
Drop down, and boy, goddamn, today you'd get your ass chewed for doing that. But you know what? When you didn't have a stand,
Worked every time, however.
Or the clip broke. What do you do?
Yep.
Yeah, either wrap the cord or just tape it on.
so I'm not the only dude that's done that in a pinch.
No.
Oh, hell no. I mean, we all did that. And again, it's when I actually use the modeling stuff, I will put the mic off axis because I don't want to be on that cone. I want to be on a part of that speaker, not on the edge and not on the cone, and just that sweet spot, just like when I used to drop it down.
Mm-hmm.
And, I find that that's the best tone without some of the overtones.
I mean, how much
Your mileage
is it?
may vary.
I just find, and just like when I'm recording, I just constantly tune. Like before every one lick, retune, check tune. Well, and either, and then I'm just like Dinosaur too. Like if something's off, I'll just do it 1,000 times until
It ain't.
Yeah, because I find I've tried to fix off notes, and for me, it's so damn frustrating. I generally butcher everything, and it's faster just doing it over and over again until I've done it right, or close enough where I really no longer give a shit, which that happens quite often.
Well,
good enough.
My favorite guitar players come in with an amp and a cable, and maybe hitting a box before that, just really simple chain, and that's what I like is really simple chain. I think you just get your tone and everything that way the best. I like volume. I'm lucky here. I can crank. I can't now, but I mean, during the day, the old bitches that live on the corner won't say nothing, but at night they probably wake up.
Yeah. And that's always good. Well, that's the thing. I work out of my house, and during the day, me and the cat, my neighbors are used to me running saws and everything. They don't give a shit if I play my amp a little bit. So
I'm
good.
so jealous. So jealous in this tiny apartment.
Yeah.
I've got a window of about 2 hours when I get home from work, so I can play really quietly, and then I've got to go down from there when it gets dark.
It's hard.
What do you do?
But again, some of the modeling emulations are so friggin' good, but I started using the amp again because on some of the distorted stuff, I was getting there was a harshness to it. It was just a little brittle, and I didn't like it. And
On the sim, it was brittle.
yeah, on the sim, it was a little brittle, and it wasn't warm enough, and it was. So I started playing with the amp, and I played with, I don't know, 5 or 6 settings, and I hit one, and I went, "Yep, that's it. That's what I was looking for. It's warm, it's distorted, but it doesn't have that brittleness that I was
Well,
getting
I
with some of
wish-
the sims."
I wish I would have kept the original track that I did that was cut just through the sim, and then the one when I cut through the tubes. It was just like night and day because I was going after the clanky sound, kind of like I don't know, what'd you think, Coldacre? Kind of like a shitty Stevie Ray. You know what I
Well,
mean?
you know who had a
clanky.
really shitty sound? I mean, that sounded great in the music. Frank Zappa, man, his guitarist his solo was like knives.
Yeah,
he was,
it was. It was.
Yeah, he had a really harsh sound, but it sounded great in the
Worked
song.
for him. Yeah, absolutely. And there's a time and place for everything. But yeah, I was just finding that for the couple songs I was working on, just my usual go-to ones just weren't getting it done for me, and I needed something a little different. So
It's like the slew rate of that speaker, when you're in that amp, man, it just comes to fucking attention. And there's, plus you got your room that's adding, I get my cabinets in here that start creaking and kind of start, making the room gets full of pressure,
yeah,
because I don't know, it won't do no more usually. It's about all it'll do.
She can't stand it anymore, Captain.
The cats go, they leave.
Yeah. Well, and I'm just, again, I totally feel in Cold Acres because that's what I was doing for the longest time, because a lot of times, I was half in the bag on a Friday night after drinking whiskey, and it's 1 a.m, and, I'm not going to crank up the amp and, blast the old lady out of bed. I'm going to just have my in-ears in and play.
Well, that's weird. When I fucking play with a sim, I don't play loud. I got the whole studio real quiet. It's like talking level. But as soon as that amp gets on, it's like everything, I'm sitting here breaking every rule that they got in the book, because that's the school I come from. Red lights are good. Things going splat are good, but I think that's part of it too. You just can't get your studio monitors to get that heft.
Yeah.
The only
that's
amp
true.
I ever bother to using is that little positive grid practice amp. I like that little thing.
Yeah, everybody that has one likes it.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. I mean, I don't even bother. I don't even have the app hooked up. I mean, I only use it if I'm practicing something. Other than that, I just everything and just direct out of the computer. But
What's your chain, Coldacre? Like when you go to your amp, what do you hit? Like
A pedal board with about 12 pedals on it. But they've got isolated power, so they're nice and quiet. And then I just go straight into a Vox AC15 and put a SM57 in front of it, and that's straight into the Steinberg interface, straight into Logic.
And that's what you used on the track for Russ.
That's what I use on everything.
Okay, yeah, that sounds fucking killer, dude. That's just,
Yeah, it's what I play with the band sort of thing, and I've spent a lot of money on it, so I know I should be investigating amp sims and doing it that way. It's more practical for me, but I just
have it already.
I love what I've got going, and it's kind of part of me.
Well, that's
so
the thing. If you
don't like
have the
that.
sound, don't screw with it. And, Hugh makes a good point here. The best guitar sounds isolated do sound a little thin, and they should, because all that shit builds up in the mix. I learned a long time ago recording, if you really want a heavy distorted guitar, you can't record it that distorted, because, man, all the stuff builds up in the track, and all of a sudden you just got mud, and it just it doesn't work. You got to go less distorted than you think you should.
Hey, Miss D.
Once you lose that pick attack at the start of the note, you're not really getting the clarity anymore. So you just got to wind back on the gain.
see, but that's what I feel that I get on the sim. I just feel like I cannot get that where if I play light, it doesn't break up. And when I start digging into it, it starts breaking up. And then when I dig in it a little more, it starts coming alive. I can't get the coming alive. You know what I mean? It's just, that's got to be fucking just volume and tubes and shit.
Well,
you know?
that's the one thing that truly sucks using simulated amps and pedals and stuff is sustain. You know, like it just, you know, and it just falls flat on its face. You can't, you have to totally change if you're playing a solo. You can only hold something for so long, and then, you know, there isn't, you know, there's no sound moving anymore. So it's, you know, you can't sustain a note.
Yeah, off it goes. No, you're exactly right. That's where you gotta have, if you want to have that, you have to have the amp and you have to have it cranked up a little bit and get just right on the edge of feedback for that sustain. But
well, I cheated it a couple times, like when I wanted to hold something longer, like just did it a couple times and put just a longer, you know, and just took that part after the note to make it go longer.
Legit.
Yeah, because I don't have all I have is my crybaby. That was my whole thing when I started playing again. I had gotten rid of everything except my guitars. So once I started recording music, and I am not going to invest all this money again and buy all new shit. Like, because I don't. If I ever played live, it would only be with my acoustic anyway. So I don't want to. So I bought bias effects, and I shall use nothing else.
Well, I've been struggling here lately. Like I said, with all this shaking going on, it's like I especially like just picking up the bass, I'll hit notes that I'm not wanting to hit just because I feel like I'm like, and so what I'm having problems with right now is because I like to play with my fingers, but I've been sitting here going, why in the hell am I struggling with tone so much? And I started thinking, man, I used to all the time, I played a lot of Ricks. And I had an old 3001 that I liked, a 3001, not the 4, and I had flat wounds on it. So I'm wondering, I think I'm going to pick me up another set of flat wounds.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a totally different tone.
That's why I'm sitting here going, God damn, that's why I don't like the attack unless I'm doing something a little funky. I like it, you know, the attack throws me off, probably because my meter sucks, would be my guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when I'm hitting it, my bad timing's popping out.
Yeah. That one. But, you know, Rick is going to sound totally different than
oh my God, it's my
anyway.
favorite bass.
And then when you get, flat ones on it, then it's a whole nother stratosphere of tone. So
I got to pick up another acoustic. I'm wanting to do this like Waylon Jennings kind of little stream that it's just going to be a one-time deal. Mom wants me to do it. And so I said, I'm trying to put together these Waylon tunes, and I'm just going to play, basically sit a mic up over there and play like I would a show, but I got to have backing tracks but I'm going to record them all. I just never know what my day is going to be like. The day it comes that I'm going to do the stream, well, fuck, my hands might not work.
Right.
And I could at least work through like G, C, and D. And I'm kind of looking for a left-handed. Well, I got to get another left-handed. But there's this weird guitar. I was looking over at Zounds or whatever it is, and it looks like it's got like, it doesn't have a hole in the middle. It looks like the sound hole is coming up on the top of the guitar. You ever seen
that? Is the Acoustasonic Defender?
Yes.
Yeah,
no.
I've seen those too, though. I have seen those guitars you're talking about. They're kind of like an acoustic hybrid, right?
Shit, I can't read, but I'll tell you, I'll spell it. M-I-C-H-A, Michael Kelly Port Front F-O-R-T-E Port Acoustic. God, we're going to school here. Everybody's laughing their ass off. But they got one that's like about $320, and they go up about $500 or $600, and I'm just going, I don't know, it's weird. I just wondered if you guys have seen.
I'll be right back.
No, not me.
I probably just need to buy a good acoustic, because your acoustic sounds great, Dom.
Oh, thanks.
It's just bigger and shit.
Yeah, I mean yeah, I'm happy with it. I haven't been happy with it since on my Taylor. It's always strung up with 13s, and then 13s just got to be a little too much, so I went to 12s, and the guitar has not felt the same in my hands since then. So I don't know. I have to look at the neck when I can. If not, then I may just have to go back to 13s.
Yeah, and I sold so much shit like a dumbass when the nobody was working and I was trying to pay bills, and I learned something during all that. There's a certain time where I should have just let them come and get the goddamn cars and try to worry about trying to keep them, because I lost them in the end anyway.
Right.
There was no goddamn work around here, and I was taking care of mom, so it was like, that's the only thing I learned from that deal. I should just said, come and get them.
Yeah.
I'll just pick me up. And that's what I did. I just got.
I have a 2008 GT 500 Mustang in my driveway, and it's been dead for like a year. And I told my wife, like, about 5 different landscapers have stopped at the house and asked to buy the car. And I was like, no, I'm going to start driving it again. And I told my wife, if I don't get it back into it by the end of the summer, I think I am just going to go sell it, because that'd be like a new kitchen. The car's finally old enough where it's worth more than when I bought it again. So, and then I was always going to keep it, to give to my son, but I have 2 fucking sons. So now what do I do? So I may just get rid of it.
And that's quite a bit of car, isn't it? I mean,
oh yeah.
Yeah, you don't want a teenage new boy driving.
No.
Nope.
My wife said it best. We were looking when we were looking for houses, we were driving around in it, and she's like, it's like walking a bull. It does not like stopping and starting. It likes to go. It goes very good, but driving around town with fucking stupid things like lights and stop signs, no. Yeah. The car's like, I ain't built for this shit.
Yeah, that's not what I'm designed to do.
No, and yeah, like I said, I sold a lot of shit I wish I wouldn't have, and I wish I just would have let some stuff that I didn't give a shit about go back and kept, more of the guitars and shit that I had. And, but it's also like, I mean, it was an interesting time. You can't change what the fucking dumb shit you did, right? I mean, you did it, it's gone. And it's and that was what was so weird, man. I was so happy. I sold a bunch of film music and shit, and I started buying a whole bunch of shit for in here, and building up like some really cool virtual libraries. I was going to try to do orchestral, which that's fuck, I ain't got a clue what, it's like Mickey Mouse, fucking Dumbo. And,
so really, it's not just dropping something. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's funny.
And, yeah, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, wait a minute, man. There's all these places are now not paying. What the hell did I just do? But it's like I've told Cold Acre before. I'm like, a lot of these people say, yeah, I'm into film music. And it's like, well, really, you're not. It's kind of like when I'm doing stock film music is like Hans Zimmer and shit. I mean, fuck, that'd be pretty incredible to be that smart, and score that shit.
Yeah, it takes special talent.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like
I
music.
do not possess.
Yeah, the only thing I actually regret that I've unloaded was my first bass. My first real bass was a Gibson EBO, and it was like 5960 because it had the slotted headstock.
That was like heavier and shit, wasn't it?
It was a medium scale, so yeah, heavy, but not on the Gibson. Nothing like my Victory bass, which is like playing, depleted uranium. That thing is so fucking heavy. Because it's nothing but rock maple, and it's a big guitar. But this one wasn't horrible, and it had a mellow tone, the single pickup, and I wish I hadn't unloaded that one. Other guitars, my first Thunderbird was a piece of shit, and I was glad to get rid of it. And, then I waited 25 years to get my second Thunderbird that actually is a great bass and I love. But
What's that red one you play all the time?
That's my Gibson Victory bass.
Okay.
They only made those for like 4 years, from like 1980 to I think 84. Mine's an 82.
God,
So
what
right
the
in the
hell's that
middle of
old PV bass that all the guys like record with in Nashville? Man, there's so many of them. I don't know
T60.
anymore.
Yep.
I want one of them because it's like they actually sound fucking good.
T60s, and they ain't a good looking bass, but they're heavy, they sustain, they got great pickups, and that's
You
why
say
those Nashville
T60?
guys like them. Yeah, T60s.
Yep, that's it.
Yep, they're
Holy
a little
fuck.
hard to find anymore. I haven't seen
Look-
one for a while.
Sweetwater's got one used for $790 or $975. One on Reverb for
Holy
$800.
Shit, those brand new. Those things went for $250.
Yeah, just a chunk of fucking wood. But I tell you, well, here you go. The sustain on them basses was badass.
Yeah.
Like you hit the note and it would just like fucking hold forever.
Well, that's why I love that Gibson Victory bass, because I played it, I recorded with it 3 weeks ago. Yep, note's still going. I mean, it's crazy, the sustain on that bass. It's just unbelievable. I've never played one that has a longer. I mean, the friggin' limiter will cut off the sound long before the bass is done playing the note.
Yeah.
Are you looking to buy a new bass, are you, Rhett?
Me, I think I need to get the acoustic first. I need to get another acoustic in here because I got some stuff, but everything's like is shit that I gave to the boy and turned the nuts around. The acoustics that I had were all right-handed, and I flipped them around for me to play when I played with him, but I turned them back around for him because he likes to play, and I'm going to get another real left-handed when I do it, you know.
Yeah. Do you
But
find
yeah,
it
I hate
quality
this
lefties?
bass I got. What's that, Coldacre?
Do you find it difficult to find good quality left-handed bass guitars?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, because it's better now than it ever was. It used to be you'd go into a music store and play it and say, okay, take it to the guy in the back, you know, and say, hey, man, flip this around for me so I don't fuck with it. And I think now there's more choices than there ever was because we have the internet. Back then it was like, man, Linda's in, hey, there's PP. Linda was in Decatur and she was left-handed, and she actually always tried to keep some left-handed basses. And you would love this. She actually had like this freaking, the whole top wall of the music store went around was nothing but her Rickenbackers that she had since she had been playing. I mean, she probably had 20 or 30, and they're just beautiful guitars. But
well, I was going to say, really, Rickenbacker is the only bass out from the factory left-handed that was really good.
And mine.
Gibson had a couple that they did, but they were really inconsistent. And again, I'm a righty, but you know, I do have friends who are lefties, and you know, that's what they told me, that you know, there were some were good and some, but only the Rickenbackers were consistently really good left-handed from the factory.
Mm-hmm.
Smaller production.
Yeah.
Less people in charge. It's just a smaller.
Yeah, exactly.
Better quality control.
Well, and you know, I mean, they're really bass people. Rickenbacker builds a great guitar, but they're really bass people.
Yeah. Oh, it's by far my favorite bass. The look of it, the sound of it.
I've never
And
played
I'm one of those guys. I don't.
No, me neither.
I don't like them. Never
We don't
have.
see them in Australia at all because of the small number of being made.
Right.
Most of them get distributed around the States, maybe some to Japan or England, but we don't get much of Rickenbacker out here at all. It's a shame.
Yeah, never liked the feel of the neck, and the tone. It's very distinctive. It's a Rickenbacker tone, but it was not for me. But you know, great guitars.
Yeah, the 3001, mine was like, maybe that was the only color they did it in. I don't know. Because it was like kind of a tobacco-ish color. I mean, I don't ever remember it being super, super slinky and funky to play. You know, it was kind of reminded me, of course, that was also the flat wounds, kind of like a thumpy dead piece of wood. But there's just something about it that I could get in the groove easier. Like I said, I really honestly do think it's because of piss poor timing. You know what I mean? It hid my shit. That's what Rhett needs, hiding my shit.
Hey, you know,
Oh fuck.
we all lie, cheat, and steal in some respects.
Hell yeah. Listen, boys, I am going to bid you all a
You lasted longer than I thought you would, Dom.
Yeah, me too.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's
I
great
feel
seeing you.
for
You
you,
know I
buddy.
love
You
you,
too,
man.
Chris.
Keep
I love you
getting
too,
better.
Chris.
All right.
I have to. Probably we've talked more since I haven't been around than ever. Chris checks in on me every day. It's very nice.
Well, thoughts will be with you, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's my
dude.
boy.
Thanks. Yep.
at least you are getting taken care of, which that there are so many people out there that aren't. So at least you're lucky, and at least you can enjoy both sides of the pill. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's it. I want to get at least a good hour of its good effect before I pass out. So
Yeah.
I'll see you all
Enjoy,
again.
dude. Good to see you, man.
Thanks, Rhett,
All right.
Coldacre,
See you,
Chris,
man.
and everyone in chat. It's good talking to you, and I will see you again soon. All right, take care. Good night, people.
Take
All
care,
right.
man.
See you, Dom.
Bye.
All right. And there he goes.
Damn.
The Dom father.
I feel for the son bitch, man.
Oh, I mean, having those kind of, bone pressing against your nerve, that's not a good thing. And so hopefully they
No,
can.
because it basically makes you lay in bed and think about things that aren't good with your life.
Yep.
Because you can only take that shit so long before it's like, this is the worst day of my fucking life right fucking now,
Yeah. Yeah. It's, no, it's not a good thing. And his attitude is good, but that's why I check in on him every day to make sure he's staying okay. And, he's got his wife and his kids, and we were chatting today, and he said, my kids got home and we did chores and did the dishes, and keeps his mind on his life and keeps him centered rather than focused on how bad he feels.
Yeah, and it's really hard, man. I got to make a mental note that I got to stop talking about my fucking health when I get on a stream, but I feel like I got to tell everybody it's, hey, like I can play, but I can't play right now. So it's weird. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's like you ever do a gig and you're losing your voice. Mm-hmm. You got to tell everybody 3 or 4. They know you're fucking hoarse. You know what I mean?
I can get it. Well, that's an old guy thing. There at some you pass the Rubicon of 55 or whatever it is, and it's like, and that's all you want to talk about is my sphincter freaking hurts, and whatever else. And
is it supposed to itch that bad all the time, man? Maybe I need a bath or something. God.
Yeah. Well, and but everybody's different. We have, I had a little flare of my gout on the trip because I sat and drank a bunch of red wine, which I never do. But we were at a nice restaurant, we were eating rich food and drank a little wine, and I woke up the next day and man, my knee was killing me. And we're out on a hike, and my wife, we've been married for 34 years. She goes, "Knee bothering you?" And I said, "Nope." She goes, "You lying son of a bitch." Well, yeah, but you just old athletes, that's what you do. Yeah, I'm hurt. Everybody hurts. You just play. So I did that, and then I bought an ice pack, and I sat and drank whiskey and put an ice pack on my knee for 5 hours, and next day I was good to go.
Hey, I will tell you this. Pork, if you freeze it, I don't even know if anybody around here knows what fresh pork is.
Probably
you ever had a fresh ham?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's white, okay? It ain't that pink shit or whatever.
Yeah.
Freeze it first, and you'll have less of a chance of getting gout when you eat it. I don't know what the hell freezing it does.
Yeah.
But
I don't eat a lot of pork, A. And B, this is the first flare I've had in probably 6 years.
Oh, isn't it nice?
To the point where I wasn't sure. I thought that I might have stumbled a little bit on the hike the day before and maybe tweaked a ligament. So I wasn't sure.
Probably broke something loose on the fucking hike is what you did.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I know that I used to have a pair of steel toe boots that I didn't wear all the time. It seemed like when I wore them son of a bitches, that knuckle of my big toe would get up into that steel part because where it got smashed down.
Yeah.
And sure as shit, I'd have a piece of one of them crystals or something break loose. Fucking bug.
Yeah, I had one in here earlier, and I was kind of like trying to do this discreetly. It's like, get out of my stream, you bastard.
But yes, I got to stop getting on the health trip. What are you doing with your hand there, Coldacre?
Yeah, as long as he's not doing this.
I can't tell. Camera down, please.
No.
Commercial.
I forgot to tell, if you're going to come on the chat, we've only got one rule: wear pants.
I just got up to get my bottle of whiskey. Did anybody notice? I had my pants on.
Yeah, we didn't look. Thank goodness. So,
God,
yeah.
Didn't you have somebody
wants
that
to see
came
your
on?
cat,
there?
Red.
Yeah,
What's
we had
Someone wants to see your cat.
Hold on, PP.
Have a guess who?
Yeah, we did have somebody come on. Yeah, they were
They're
shirtless,
being
and I'm
good.
like, what the fuck are we doing here? You know, that's why we're very careful. We don't usually just put the link in the chat because you never know what you're going to get.
Shirtless stream.
Yeah, you know, that's what we learned to look backstage and go, okay, we know these guys. They're okay.
Yep.
You know?
They should be closed.
Yeah, exactly. There's a putty.
Say hi to Princess. She wants to see you. God, this son of a bitch is big.
Yeah, that's a big putty.
He is just now a year old.
Oh, yeah. How much does he weigh?
I've lost your sound. Better.
Oh, he's out.
Yeah, he's day my boy went to college. I came home down in the dumps and shit because me and my boy are pretty tight, you know.
Yeah.
And I heard this little bitty cat, man, up in the tree, and so it ended up coming in. I wish I could. I think I've sent Princess. You ever seen the picture Cold Acre when it was a kitten?
Yeah.
I mean, man, it had ears like that.
Yeah.
It's like he's finally grown into them.
Yeah, no, he's good. Putty. My
Rest
my
caught
one
up.
cat's 18, and he was 19 pounds for a long time. He's a Russian blue, which are big muscular cats, but he's
Oh, I have one.
okay.
He's
yeah.
in the other part. We call him the shit monster, shitmeister.
Mine is the sweetest cat on the planet. He's just
They are. That's
He's a
everybody
lover.
I've talked to. We had a that's Mom's cat. She loves him to death. It's the only reason the cat is still alive. Because if that cat goes, she's going. And he gets up on her pillow at night. They sleep together, and he does this thing, and then
Yep.
he gets up there, and he's got the quickest tongue too, man. He like your nose. He'll sit there and he'll just shoot that son of a bitch up there like a corkscrew.
at least my cat doesn't do that. That
And well, so I came home, and Mom goes, I took Simon to the vet because he was having poo-poo trouble. And she goes, they had this lady that came through town. She had a rolling MRI machine. And she says, I used your debit card. I'm like, oh boy, how much is this? Like $2,300 to find out he has a spot on his colon that the only time it hurts him is when he has to go this one. So he's like a freaking chiclet dispenser. You know, I'm sitting here and I got a carpet, and I have white carpet. And
well,
so
not anymore.
And you know what? I've managed to keep it really, really spotless because I catch it. It doesn't. It's the 3-second rule. Then I get it picked up and I get that little cleaner out there and get it all cleaned up. But you can tell too, because he starts doing this run, and my house is really long. And I mean, I've never seen somebody pick up so much fucking speed running through the fucking house. He just goes flying, dude. He's went flying so fast before when he makes a corner that it flew out and hit the wall and stuck.
See, it's too bad Ron's not here because this is more typical of our show. You never know what we're going to talk about, you know, flying cat poop or, you know.
This is
cars
like
or-
3 a.m. in the band truck, right?
Yeah, pretty something like that.
Everybody going, man, you guys were nice when you were on stage and you guys get done and it all went to hell pretty quick. Kind of.
That's it. Yeah, there's the show, and then there's the not show.
Sorry for going that direction on your show, too.
No, that's fine. See, because our show is the not show. You know, it's not slick, it's not produced, it's not. Dom and I never have any friggin' idea what we're going to do. We're just going to get on and chat about whatever comes up.
Yeah,
but that's-
Chris, I sent you another song a little while ago,
You did, and I've just ignored you.
which features the one and only Mix Club right here.
you're not going to play that.
Well, you say that.
I think we
but-
might have to,
yeah,
since
you
we're both
never
here.
know.
Go ahead.
Oh my God.
You want to tell us about this song, Rhett?
You
There's
know
not
what it
really
is.
much to tell. This was in the very early years of my songwriting, and I remember taking it to the band, and I just when I played that, they all looked at me and were basically like, I don't think they had the heart to tell me what they thought. And I think at the time I was really so stupid, I thought it was good, and
Well, you never know. You know.
It's good in its own way.
it's yeah, but I don't know, man. I'm just a mess up.
Yeah, but you know what? We appreciate that about you got to have fun with what you're doing, and
Where would
this
music be without the
song
mess
is
ups?
nothing but fun. So let me get this
Cold
queued
Acre
up
did
here.
the video work on it. Mm-hmm.
Well, of course he did.
It's a grueling 3 minutes of work as well.
Yeah, exactly. He really, yeah, probably really put in the time and effort on this one. So we're going to share this because why not, right? And here we go. You know it, you love it. It's the lawnmower.
Got a little red wagon and an old gas can. I pull it through town just as fast as I can. Da 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 da. I'm the lawnmower man. Got a little red wagon and an old gas can. I pull it through town just as fast as I can. Da 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 da. I'm the lawnmower man. Sad thing about it though, that was actually a tune.
Yeah.
And they let me stay in the band.
The original sitting somewhere.
The original.
Where was it? Was that on Jade's show that we're playing song or whatever? And that thing came on, and I went, "What the actual f is this? Oh my god!" And I just started laughing. And I'm like, "Well, this is sickly brilliant."
Oh yeah, it was on when Russ had his mom on.
That's what it was. Yes, yeah. Dot was
Russ is
on,
great.
and then, and I remember Dot's face. She's going, what the fuck?" She had no clue, which was, you don't get her speechless very often. So for that, you won right on that regard.
It's a piece of work.
It certainly is. Hey, the dog paw. What's going on, man? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you.
That's a good look. Is that a bass?
No, that's it's a 6-string, and I know that model, and I'm blanking it off the top of my head.
Not a BC Rich, even though it looks like one.
Yeah, that BC Rich had that kind of racing stripe look in him, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, see, there you go. Simple Effect, going to be singing that all night long.
Kind of like
Yeah.
when you go to Disney World, and it's a small world. That goddamn thing be stuck in your head.
Ah, those bastards, yes. So don't go to Disney World, because, yes, you will be forever. That will be your earworm for months. And that ain't a good thing. All right, so what else are you working on, Cold Acre?
So I'm working on 2 songs. The song that I mentioned earlier with Leela,
Yeah.
it's the remake of her latest one, and then I'm going to be playing some guitar on a bluesy song that Rhett sent to me, which is just a bit of a blues shuffle, Stevie Ray Vaughan kind of thing.
Nice.
Just try and rip it out during the day. I can turn up a little bit.
There you go. Yeah, Princess.
Oh.
I love Disney. No surprise, because she's a princess. And Disney has that princess thing going on. But
Yeah,
Disney's
the
getting so
Haunted Mansion.
woke. Maybe I could get on Disney now and I'll be their latest princess. Trans woke princess. Hey, how's it going? That was I love the Shrek movies because they sent up the Disney stuff. And when they get in the Two Sisters bar, and the burly, that just cracked me up. What do you have, boys? Ugly
And
sisters.
I came down with Bell's palsy, right?
Okay.
And I'm on the tail end of it, but everybody's like, I look like Donkey off of Shrek. Where he's got that.
Donkey!
Oh, I love Donkey.
Oh, I love it. Puss in Boots. That's my favorite character on there. Fear if you dare, for I am Puss in Boots. Yeah. Bandoliers was
Did that
amazing.
very well.
Yeah. I've seen the movie about 10,000 times. So
Yeah, those were great old movies. I mean, I remember when Ashton was, little. I mean, man, they really had some good shit back then, like Cars, you know. And what was
oh
the other one I like?
no,
Monster Inc.
Pixar was brilliant, and then Disney bought them, and now they blow. But Disney in the last 10 years has ruined pretty much everything they've touched. They
Like,
ruined
I didn't
Star
realize
Wars.
that.
They turned I don't know what their deal is.
I didn't realize that the Hudson Hornet was a real thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was like, and I like racing and all that shit. And I was like, going, you gotta be kidding. I didn't realize this was the thing. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
he was
Real
actually
car.
real.
Well, that's the thing. Pixar's attention to detail was stunning. Yeah, see, Princess Knows Puss in Boots is awesome. The Natural History Museum here had an exhibit called The Magic of Pixar. And they went into the fractals and how they designed the grass and how the girl's hair in Brave blew and the animating power that it took to do that. And we were in the exhibit for like 5 hours. I mean, they basically had to throw us out because it was fascinating. It was
Like
so
take
good.
days just to render a scene.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah. They would do a real render in real time there, of and it was the movie, the Day of the Dead movie that they did, and I always forget the name of the movie but it's a great movie, and it was just one scene where they're on stage there, and so they would start, and the render would take 10 minutes just to render a frame, and you got to watch it real time. It was unbelievable.
well, and something I remember from Cars, man, and it still sticks in the back of my brain sitting in the theater and where all the cars are like in the town hall meeting. And all of a sudden you hear the one old car in the background go, "Free bird, free bird."
Brilliant, right?
So I mean, yeah, it's definitely creative people doing that. There's cool influences there because I mean, that was classic.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, and everybody. I've got a lot of friends in my business, which is the train model railroad business, who are ex Disney people, and they all say the same thing, Dogpaw, that just the Mouse House does things a certain way, and yeah, it's their way or the highway, and there's a lot of ex employees that have nothing good to say about the company, and so we'll leave it at that. But again, they've had a lot of brilliant movies over the years, but I'm a big Pixar fan. The Incredibles, I love those.
Those are good too.
Oh yeah, The Incredibles.
I
were
think
amazing.
my favorite movie, well, like animated type thing, that would be that clay shit, is the one Herbie, the Land of Misfit Toys, where the Rudolph and all them
Rudolph the
Helen
Red-Nosed
Cornelius.
Reindeer. I mean, classic.
Helen Cornelius.
Yep. Clondor Cornelius. That's my favorite character on there. And of course, you had Burl Ives as the snowman.
He only lived about 50 miles from me. He lived in Newton, Illinois. And I doubt if he ever went back there after, he made it. But going down there, we'd go to my sister. She lives in Albany, Illinois. You'd go through Newton, and there was on the square a big old, like, marble thing. It's not there anymore, but a Burl Ives sitting there because he was just, man, they were poor from the sticks, because it's really kind of a poor part of Illinois. It kind of reminds you of like getting down in the Appalachians and shit, but it's just, it's that kind of really just, there's nothing there, but yeah, that's where he was from.
Yeah, interesting. Well, again, see, Princess and I could go to the movies together. We have similar taste, obviously.
That Monster Inc. Now, who did Monster Inc.? Pixar?
Yeah, that was a Pixar. Bug's Life. Bug's Life was amazing too.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, go check that one out. It's a great movie, and there's good social commentary in there. They work that in. So yeah, Bug's Life, and that was an early effort, but it really stands up in a lot of ways.
And so you do, what is it, your day thing? You said you do model trains?
Yeah, I'm a publisher I do books and magazines it's all railroading, but my end of it usually is model railroading, but I edit books and magazines, and so that's what I do for a living in real life.
Oh, that's weird. Scott Dorman, a buddy of mine, he's came on a couple times and sang. He used to, one of the drag racing magazines that he edited and did all that shit and stories and pictures and stuff. And he kind of got the big old shaft on that one right around the old lockdown time and a bunch of money owed and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of what he did. Boy, couldn't you see me writing an article?
You'd be actually, you would be a fun challenge because
Oh boy.
as an editor, you'd want to say, okay, here's this guy's voice. Here's how he talks. Here's how he relates to people. Now, how do I clean up the English a little bit, but keep his character coming across in print? So, as an editor, I'd be all about that. That would be fun for me.
I got to find a take because I used to sell the shit out of jingles. And one of my buddies called me over close. They didn't know I was stupid. And they called me over and they had a script. And they got somewhere floating around is this outtake of me going, wherever you are, wherever you go. Fuck. Wherever you get. I couldn't read it. So I had to go back outside and I had to memorize this thing and came back in and Mike was like, can you really not read? I'm like, not very good. So, I mean, the internet is what I would say made me be able to read, you know, manuals and stuff like that. If it would take you, I'm probably, before the internet came around, I would probably say my reading was about third grade level. Because when I was in school, they didn't know what dyslexia was.
Yeah.
They just clearly did not know what it was. And I was made go in a corner and wear a dunce hat.
Yeah. Because,
so the
really
internet, what's that?
That'll really help, won't it?
Yeah.
It did. Made you go outside and, you know, get in trouble on recess.
Exactly.
But yeah, it was weird when I would get manuals because when I was on the road, I wanted to learn what a piece of gear did before I took it out. Because if you were the front of house guy, depending on your position, you would be the guy that would have, when somebody would come up that would want you to do all this stuff, you had to learn it. So I'd sit down with Mike a lot of times and he'd kind of go through the manual for it. And he'd say, here's what the gear does. Can you remember it? Like, probably not, you know, cause you can't. Now I can, which is cool. I can read, but spelling's still a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
Hey, Ian, how's it going?
Hey.
From the shack? See you, princess.
All right. We taking off there?
People coming and going.
Yeah. Well, that happens in the show, as they say.
How do you see how many people are on here?
I see all. We had 20 at one point. We're down to a few, and we'll probably wrap up here in the next little bit.
But I apologize if I talked too much and ran people off. I just
No.
this is what's missing
come and
from
go.
the world. You know, this
Yeah.
is what's missing from the world today is like there's no shop talk. Where like Texas Jack Jaw or Jacksaw, whatever, was in one of my streams and he was in the chat and we were talking about carving shit out for the mix. And, you know, carve this out and that'll give it. And I don't believe in that. I believe that everything will fit within. You carve to solve a problem, you boost for tone. Pretty simple. And it's really hard when we were trying to have this conversation because he's trying to sit there and text on what I'm talking about. So you're trying to have a conversation about that. And about the time he gets his sentence out, I'm over here talking about a dog peeing on a tree, you know? So it's like, it's hard. It's just hard to have conversation.
It is. And, you know, so that's what, you know, we didn't have any purpose on this show other than to just have a little opportunity to interact with the chat and just talk with one another. And, you know, I love talking shop. That's my thing. You know, but that can get boring and, you know, so you pick your spots and everything. I don't think it's been boring tonight. I think most of the people that I saw in the chat are all recording artists like we are, so I think that was beneficial and helpful. And again, sometimes your audience is, you know, they are music appreciators, but they're not necessarily musicians, and so, you know, then you gear the show a little differently depending on, again, looking at who's in the chat. Hey, speaking of people who play guitar, there's Ian's Guitar Shack. Hi, Ian. How you doing, buddy? So yeah, well, all right. So you boys are working together. When do you think you'll have something wonderful that we can all listen to?
Hopefully not long at all. Just a matter of me pulling my finger out. Rhett's done the hard work. I've just got to play some guitar over the top.
Good thing I sung it that day. It was like shit. It was like 4:30 in the morning. I woke up and I needed to get the vocals redone because I was talking to Cold Acre about, man, I'm out of tune. I need to melodyne this sumbitch, and it's a blues tune, so it's like, that would have been like just a disrespect to what I was doing. But sometimes, like Lawnmower Man, I do really stupid shit, and I was. So I sang it, thank God, because I could sing it now, but before I was getting all the when I would talk. And so I got that done, waiting on Cold Acre to get his thumb removed and his G string happening. Yeah. And I don't know if I'm going to do a video for the thing because it's kind of like for that song thing, Bob, that's going on. I don't even know what the hell you're supposed to do with it. And, I just.
Well, you flop it out there. You finish it and you flop it out. You put it on Pete John's show or whatever and go, hey, so I got challenged to do a song in September and I did a song. Here you go.
I don't know if I'm even going to do a video. You know what I mean? I've written 2 songs this year, and I don't think I've written anything for 25 years. I just haven't felt it, Yeah. And these are they're not really what I would call killer blues. They're just kind of bubblegum blues. They're nothing that I'm, wouldn't you think, Cold Acre? They're not like no masterpiece. They're just they're just simple.
That's good.
Bubblegummy.
Good fun.
Nothing wrong with that.
Achy breaky heart blues.
Hey, it's got a little bit of a hook. It's all good. And you never know. I mean, I was busy this summer. I put on a big convention here in my town for all my trained nerd friends, and that sucked up all of my life for the last couple months. And I got done with that thing, and then all of a sudden I got like 3 new songs, and things are popping for me again. So, I'm into it. But you never know. The muse comes, the muse goes, and you got to grab lightning in the bottle when you're on it. And actually, you have to work at it a little bit too, because we're not always gonna be energized for that. But a lot of times, if you put a little work in, then things will come to you. I mean, I know that as a writer, you don't wake up and feel like, man, I've got a novel, let me bang this out. Most days, it's like, okay, I gotta work on this paragraph, I gotta work on this character, I gotta work on whatever, and put a little work in.
Yeah, I've never written a great song. I mean, I just have a lot of B shit, and then occasionally, sometimes we get Lawnmower Man, which is a special tune.
Special.
Yeah, special.
It's like special.
Well, hey, thanks for having me on, dude. I appreciate it.
It was great chatting with you, fellas. Let's, why don't we go ahead and end up the show? I've got something from Cold Acre queued up. He's going to jam for us a little bit, and we'll play that, and maybe something else. I don't know. We'll see. But I think it's probably time to wind this one down for this week. But I want to thank all my guests tonight. I want to thank Cold Acre from Australia. I want to thank Rhett, the Mix Club. And I want to thank our good friend Rockin' Ronnie Ward, and of course my partner in crime, the Dom Father, for coming on, Dom Torregrossa. Yep. So, and love seeing everybody in the chat. Thanks for hanging out, guys, and thanks for back and forth with us on the show. That's you guys make the show, and we always appreciate everybody in the chat. So thanks for that. I am going to pull up a song, and we're going to listen to a little bit of our friend Cold Acre from his 2022. This is Butterfly Live.